Hey guys, it's me. It's been a few days. Uh, had some family in town. I also managed to get the flu or whatever, and so that's kept me down and out for a little bit too. But I wanted to jump back in, do a couple of quick videos here. One, I wanted to look at this new mod pack that just showed, not mod pack, but mod list that just showed up on Wabbajack for Fallout 4. It's called LoreOut. Or, yeah, LoreOut. And I wanted to see what it was about and just take a real quick look at it. So, here, let's look at some things real quick. So, it's right at the beginning. We came out, the way it is you do the character creation. And then once you're done with the character creation, you name your character, pick your, starting special, and then it immediately jumps to you coming out of the vault. So we've not been in the vault. So we're gonna jump back. So this is my character. I just picked a generic. I'm not a generic, but I just picked one of the presets, and I can't even remember her name now. There's so many. There's a lot of presets. So I picked her, changed the skin color and the hair. That's pretty much all I modified. There is no body slide, so I didn't alter any body slide or anything like that. This is the generic one. Of course, I added my clothing mods, the four clothing mods that I normally do. That's why you have the open vault suit here. Other than that, haven't changed much. So we are, and then one of the things, and I think the reason I'm here is because before I do anything else, I wanted to show you something. And we're gonna quit, and I'm gonna come back after I remove a particular mod. But I wanted to show you, here is something that for me is a non-starter and is kind of a disappointment. Now, I do have mods. Like I said, I have installed mods, but and you guys can almost, and then let me go, not the wrong button. All right, let's go to first person so we can just take a look. You see what I'm looking at here. And this is for me, it's a non-starter. When it's like this, right? You see that, and you see that. That tells me something isn't jiving right. The one thing that I always find to be the case is once I start seeing things like that, it's like, okay, when I come in here and I look and I see my roads all messed up and my ground all messed up, I am then thinking, okay, do they have that one mod on? Did they put that one thing in there? And then when I come over here, now I took away, I've already deconstructed or whatever, scrapped the cement wall here, but there was no workbench there. And there was no workbench here either. So, but when I see this, it's a red flag for me. There's an extreme red flag right off the beginning. And then I go in to the houses, right? And then I see that. And then that tells me pretty much all I need to know. Yeah, it's the one mod. I can never remember the name of it. Once I go in, and first thing I'm going to do, we're going to do two things here because we're going to do a little testing here, right? So this, guys, is we're going to test the basically the stability and validity of this mod list and my whole premise about how poor and then just how bad of a decision it is to use that mod in your mod list. Okay, this is, and remember, this is still a work in progress um, build, right? So it's the LoreOut alpha mod list, so it's still in its beginning stages. But if the mod, the person is putting together this mod list, please don't use that mod. And And again, just simply because it doesn't do anything good for your streets. You can see my street is still here, right? And you guys have seen it. There'll be times when we're walking around and then the road will just disappear completely. Now we already know it's all gone over there. Um, I am actually kind of shocked that it's still here. But then you can see it's all gone over there. So it's never like 100% the same exact thing. It's getting nighttime. So this is probably the best time to go ahead and um, pause and save. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do a quick save. And then what we're going to do is we are going to quit. Let me go see if I can find that mod, and then we'll come back, okay? All right. All right, so for what I just went and did was I removed all my mods but the clothing mods. Why? Because we are pretty confident that the clothing mods wouldn't interfere or cause the issue that we're seeing here. It is possible, but if you're like me, we're stubborn to the bone, and it's kind of like, well, I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, that's a non. It's a, it's like, well, I'm not going to go without my clothing mods. So again, this is LoreOut, and then right now it's going to have a little. It's going to be low. It's going to be. It's going to take a minute because see, these are all the mods that I had to disable. So cheat terminal. Then I had the Survivor Quick Save, which I actually don't really need. To tell you true. Ballistic Under Armor, I always throw that in. Crazy Earl's Scrapyard. Lootable Crates Merge DLCs. And then Lootable Material Crates Vanilla. And then Lootable Material Crates Vanilla Merged. Lootable Crates are all the, wooden crates out there. Whereas the material crates are the vault tech boxes, the vault boxes and stuff like that. So we're going to hit yes. And then create a save. And then one of the things, like I said, I don't really need the survivor quick save simply because you can quick save and save anytime. And yes, I am in survivor mode. So that's it. So now you don't have that problem because that's already part of the thing there. All right. So we got all this. And what we want to do is we want to look at our ground. Let's go ahead and let's hit a quick save real quick. And then let's load that little. And then my apologies for. Oh my goodness. All right. So it's nighttime still. And then what I'm looking for is to see if our roads have come back. All right. So it's back. So one of those mods is causing our issue. And again, it is sad to see. If you ask me which I think it could be, I would more than likely, and then here's another test, and then we're gonna go sleep. Um, and then okay, when you are, yeah, because one of the things we were doing was we were clipping through. I'm carrying too much weight. It's fine. Oh my god. What is my weight? It reset my weight. Okay. Where are we at? 100? Alright. So we'll go into the root cellar real quick. We'll get some sleep. Now, so we've already been in here. I don't want to transfer, but I do want to look at what our weight is right now. I'm going to lose that for a minute. I'm going to lose that one. Takes the place of grenades, but rewards 10% experience gain and 2 luck. Alright, so man. Okay. I'm gonna put that one away, and I'm gonna put that one away, and that one. Alright. That's good. Alright. Let's see if we can sleep here. 5 hours. I am thirsty from a lack of water. I have dirty water. I do have purified water. Nice. Okay. Alright. I do want to sleep for a few more hours. Till broad daylight. Alright. We have yet to find, and then you see some of this stuff is actually respawn. Or maybe I just missed it the first time through. I don't know. But let's go on out here. Take a look. Let's go on and take a look. And then now one of the things is I'll probably still be very obstinate and add back cheat terminal and Crazy Earl's scrapyard, but I wanted to show here's my objection to the mod in its own right. Why the mod for me doesn't work. Okay, so this is us. God dang it. Alright, so again, one of the things we have to do is as you guys know, I might have to create my own MCM settings. I'm going to see. I did save them. And I saved them to that particular one. All right, let's see. Well, yeah, there it is. Okay, good. All right, so again, like I said, just chose, and you see our clothing mod doesn't really interfere with anything. That's why I was like, it's not that. It could have been anyone. And more than likely, it's probably the crates mod. Now, let's go on over here and let me show you what I really detest and just doesn't like. And I think what it does, it robs the game or the player of their creativity. And I understand the want or the want to remove something that you might believe doesn't really work or doesn't really add a whole lot of value, or something that just kind of annoys you or you think has been done kind of not so great. All right, so we're gonna go here. Here's our crafting thing. Now, me personally, reason I put Crazy Earl's scrapyard in is because the floor jack under Crazy Earl's will provide more than just 3 steel. When I come over here in this right here and I scrap that, it's just 4 steel. you can no longer scrap the house. I can repair the house with 200 steel. Just 3 steel for for that. The sampling I can, scrap for fertilizer, fine. The street lamp, just 5 steel and a rubber. With Crazy Earl Scrapyard, you get steel, you get rubber, you get crystal, you get a lamp, a broken lamp bulb. You know, just there's more creativity in it. And, just if you ask me, what they truly did poorly was the leveled list for what you get in return. So you see here, now there's a ton of potential scrap that you can use to build the things that you need for your settlement. But all this does is you says, okay, I'll repair this house. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to hit the 200 and we're going to repair. Yay, we just repaired the house. Okay. It's empty inside. Front door. Okay. I'm going to come back over here. Let me get 3 more steel. 5 steel. And then here's the other thing, right? So this truck with Crazy Earl, you get way more stuff than just 7 steel for this truck. Maybe that's all it should be because it's just a rusted out husk. But that's it. So you can see here, I got 190 steel. I don't know how I got so much steel all of a sudden. 193. So let's see. Is there anything else that I can? Right here. 2 steel. 3 steel. 5. Okay. So let's see if we can repair this one. Yep. Yay. Okay. So I've pretty much used up, I guess it's only using about 30 or 40 steel. Or maybe the house itself has 175 steel. So I just have to add to what's already there in order to repair it. But you don't have the option to just go ahead and scrap it. Right? So I got 4 steel there. Another 3. 4 more there. Oh, wait. 2. I doubt we're going to get to the point where it's going to let me have enough steel. Can we get there without... Are we there? Oh, one more. I just need one more thing. One more thing made us steel. Where can I get it without having to talk to the robot? Maybe this side. Come on. Ah. All right. So now we've repaired all 3 of those houses. Oh, wrong button. Yay. Okay. Now, for me, again, I'll tell you why I don't like it. You're right. Well, hey, isn't it a quick way to just go ahead and repair the houses and and, not have to try to figure out how to build them all. It's like, yeah, it is, right? Except the amount of resources that you could have collected from the house in order to build other things like defenses, like, are now all of a sudden all going to just rebuilding this house here. And yeah, you're right. I could put beds in here and do whatever. But what if I needed to build walls around my settlement? What if I needed to? You're right. You can use wood. What if I all of a sudden need or want to put up defenses, turrets? I don't even. I'm not even there yet. I gotta unlock that. But so I couldn't put up turrets anyway. So I guess that's a mute point. You know what's interesting? And then what's getting me is I still have 171 steel. I'm not sure where the steel is coming from. And the reason I say that is because if I'm using all my steel to build this up, where's that? Where's the steel, unless it's taking it from one of the other collapse houses over here. And then we'll go over here and take a look. And then we'll see. See, that's not bad, but it's not great either. And I've seen, like I said, better. And 7 steel for that car just irks me to no end. And then I made the major mistake of coming over here first, scrapping a few things before I got all the way over here. Because what I wanted to come over here to do is see if it said 171. Right? And then reason being is this. If it had said 171, so like at first we said that maybe each house itself, right? If I can get over here. So each house, right? So if I do this and say, yeah, rebuild it. Okay. And then when I come over here, it says 179. Even though supposedly it took me at 201 over there. So it only cost me 22 steel to repair that house. Because I had 201, I repaired the house. Now it says I have 179 there. But then when I come over here and I look at my turrets, you see what it says? I have 179 steel available. So the question is, if I were to use, let me see if we can find something that I could build that would take all of it. Just takes, and then I'm going to deconstruct it, but I want to put it here so we can see. All right. So it took 10. So if you tell me I have 169, see, there it is. So the question is, if I built enough using steel, would this take it all the way down to 1 or 0? Like I would, if I use up all my steel elsewhere, would I then have 0 left in that house? And then it becomes, well, not each house, which it isn't cumulative, right? Because if that's the case, we just rebuilt 4 houses, and if each house had 175, we would have had a ton of steel. But that's not the case, right? Because we didn't have that much. So I'm not sure how this is calculating, but it's, and then I will say the math isn't mathing. And what I mean by that is, if you tell me I need 200 to repair this house, right? And yet you only use 22 of my steel to do it. That tells me there was already amounts of steel here available. So what is the correct amount? And that amount doesn't add to it, or it only adds to it for one house and not all of the houses that could be repaired. Now, see, I can't scrap the house. I can scrap the door, but I can't scrap the house. And then for me, like I said, I'm not a fan of that system. I'd rather just be able to scrap the houses, and use the steel. So it isn't that you can't build your own houses, right? It just doesn't let you for sanctuary. Now, do I know if this is the case elsewhere? No, I don't. I don't know if it's just sanctuary. Um, that is something I'm gonna have to look at. But this is how they chose it. So we'll go ahead and we'll leave it this way, right? Now, the other reason I like to use the cheat terminal, and as all of you know, is because of I'm a hoarder, and then so I like to carry a ton of loot, and that's something you can't do with this much of a restricted um, carry weight. So we're gonna come over here. What's gonna work for me? I'm gonna put that away. Um, I'm using the pistol here. This is favorited. We can put you away. SMG. Put you away, and then I think I'm gonna equip you. And then I might have to put you back on. And then we are carrying around a lot of stuff. And then weight. Ammo has weight, which, I hate. Um, okay. All right. First things first. All right, we're gonna cook bug. You serious? That's it? All right. All right. That was not very productive. What we need to do, god dang it, Where's my bug? Are you serious? You see all this, and for some reason we can't do anything with it. All right. Properly hydrated food, bubblegum, Salisbury steak. God dang it. Let's do this as far as food. So all the meat stuff. Okay. And then what we're going to do, we're going to favorite that. Okay. And then pistols. We're going to equip that. All right. So clothing. Headwear. Put that back on for a little bit of protection at least. And then okay, so we don't have, and then I always throw that on there, but you can see we don't have an actual backpack. We have a backpack, but we don't have a backpack. Okay. So this is us. What I wanted to do was to run back over and take a look. Now, I do also want to look over here. So we'll take a look over here real quick. I don't see it. I see beavers. There it is. See over there? That's the enclave. So that is part of this mod list. Because we have enclave uniform and enclave gear that we found. So very first thing, when we came out, I was worried that we were going to be attacked right away. Some mod lists like to add that kind of thing in there. I will tell you though, there was a stink bug. Or what was it? Yeah, stink bug in here. So when you do come out, you will have to deal with one of those. And you can see it's pretty sparse. It's pretty sparse around here. Not much. This was empty. Okay, see that? Regenerated. All right. That was empty when we first came out. Now, so for me, one of my questions has been answered. Because the first thing I always wonder is is there normally when you with that one mod that changes the settlement system in Sanctuary. Always wonder how stable it looks, and we got our answer there. Now we're gonna go to first person. Now, one thing I don't like about the first person here is I don't like where the gun is, and it's because it's right in the middle of my screen, and if you want to aim at something, you kind of have to aim, and I don't really feel. So actually, we probably have to go to first. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to stick with that. All right. Little boom bug. Nope, too soon. Yeah, I'm not afraid to use VATS. Especially when they're just skittering all around the place. I'm fine with it. Alright. So remember, we skipped all this. So what I want to do is come through here and check to see what did we miss out on down here. Now remember, we don't have our lootable crates mod right now, so it's not like we're gonna get a whole lot of stuff while we're down here. But at least there's a chance to come see what we did miss out on. And then ever since, I don't know what it was, there was a mod list that had this thing in here. And I'm like, is that not the weirdest place for it? Because you're not equipped yet. See, and then it's so sad without that list, without the lootable crates and the lootable Voltec boxes. And then see, you get that wedding ring. Military folder. Should have taken a cigarette, not the. Alright. Not a whole lot of good stuff down here, but I always question why put us outside the vault. Maybe because some people will say they've grown so tired of this part. I don't know, man. You know, if you ever watched any of my stuff, you know, I can spend 45 minutes to an hour just in here. But for me, it's like there are some things that you get while in here that are kind of worthwhile. The other thing is, a good supply of purified water. Oh dang. Okay. Nope. Okay. Here. Alright, we do have to try to make it through here though. In the dark. Okay. One down. Thank you very much. Now this room is a whole lot better when you have lootable crates. That's for certain. Not good. Oh. Whose idea was it to create the boom bugs? Okay. Water doesn't heal you. All right, so we got 9mm and we got eyeglasses. Technically, you don't need the overseer's terminal. All right. Can we have the pistols, please? All right, hold on. And you notice we still haven't gotten any bobby pins. There we go. Our first bobby pin. That one already dead? It sure is. That one's still squirming. Who killed that one? Okay. Wow. And there we are. Was it worth it to go back in? Oh, I don't know. I want to say yeah, because we got to, I don't want to say resupply, but we got to get some supplies. All right, let's take a look real quick here. I mean, we didn't get anything actually new. Oh, so there's our cook bug. What is the renegade? Oh, for 30 minutes, plus 5 to artillery, handguns, and long arm skills for 30 minutes. That's not bad. Radberries Luminary recovers health but also inflicts rads. Of course. fire cap, cook bugs. All right. I don't know why I did that, but okay. All right. And then when we came out, very first thing we were able to do was head over this way and, you know, check out. And this is where we got our, our original Enclave uniforms. And then we also had to deal with the river rat. And you can see here's what our Enclave rat, which is why we all of a sudden made us believe, okay, so the Enclave stuff is in here. And then right here. So we still haven't talked to Codsworth yet to basically introduce ourselves and say, hey, we're here. I don't know. I honestly just don't know how I feel about this. Simply because I'd rather just deal. You know what I mean? I'd rather just put it together myself, right? Instead of. And I think the other thing too is I don't want to lose a lot of the things that I did lose, that you do lose. All right, hold on one sec. All right, I'm going to quick save. We'll be right back. All right, we are back, and I may have figured out how to get. All right, so first things, junk jockey. Where's the harm and bring? Hey, wait, where's my stuff? I just realized you done screwed me. You screwed me over. What am I talking about? Uh, all right. So, a couple of perks that we picked for ourselves. One was that we were a hoarder, and the other one was that there was the hunchback. And in both of them, were supposed to give us an extra 50 carry weight. So, why in the world is my carry weight only? And as a matter of fact, let's take a look. So, we were compulsive hoarder. You gain plus 50 to your max carry weight, although your sell prices are penalized by 30%. Hunchback, you get carry weight plus 50, but you move 15% slower. Right? And then, this is the background we picked to start discharged soldier. And, we eventually got educated and we just picked this one up, right? So the question is, if our carry weight was 97, that meant you were starting us out on survival mode at a -3 carry weight. And these two perks are the only reason we got the 97. Or they're not being added in at all. That's not acceptable. That's not acceptable at all. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say F you. Seriously. No. We're supposed to have an extra 100 carry weight, and you're not giving it to us. So I'm kind of flabbergasted at that right now, actually. Like, it just hit me. Like, wait a minute. No. We specifically chose traits to increase our carry weight. That's why it was such a surprise for me. All right, so one of the things that we do have, I just added back cheat terminal portable, and you know why I do that. And one of the reasons is for the personal storage, right? But we are going to do something because I'm not 100% on board with what you did or what the game is trying to do. You know what I mean? So we're going to increase our carry weight by the 100 that it's not doing. And of course, that is something, that we need to look into and figure out what's going on, because you can't justify or tell me that our carry weight, you see, and I just added 100, and yet it only really added what? I think we were at 156, and now we're at 217. So it's not even adding the numbers right. Now, it is possible that our base weight was supposed to be, say, 30 something, and then half of the 100, so 40 7, and then half of the 100, another 50. Maybe it's cutting it in half. I don't know, but it needs to explain that somewhere. It needs to tell me that. You can't just do it and say, okay, yeah, here's your carry weight, whatever calculation we're doing, you just have to be happy with it and accept it. Now, yet another something mod manual, and I do believe this one, and what is it? Yeah, you are exceptional. Okay, so not yet another. That's Skyrim, by the way. You are exceptional. So default attributes, stat calculation. So you can see it's trying to tell you some of the things, despite looking like an awkward arrangement in the menu, they are ordered by skill category. I don't know. Skill mechanics, strength skill, damages cap. Okay, whatever. +2 per strength to all strength based skills. +10 carry weight per strength. I don't feel that you're getting all that, right? Unless it starts you out at 0 carry weight and it's calculating that all. So, because if you look at our actual skills, so we're starting out as a 5. Oh, I'm looking at 156 as the hit points. Okay, my bad, guys. So we were only at 117 because it only boosted us from 97 to 117. So that was 20. But the one that we picked said that we were gonna. Yeah, no, it was 20. Okay, all right. So yeah, we got screwed. 97 when we picked two skills that were supposed to give us 100 right there. So I don't know what happened to those, but I'm not going to sit idly by and say, oh yeah, you can go ahead and just not give us that, especially if we're going to get minus 30% sell prices and then minus 15% movement. No, movement speed. So Yeah, we're not accepting that. Because then it's like if you got the if you got those skill things going, what's the point of them if they're not actually working? You know what I mean? All right, I want to go check one more thing because, like I said, we added all those things back in. So my concern would be how the roads here react to that. And so far, so good. One last test. Is we're going to come around here. There it is. Okay, so now we found a way to get all the mods to work together. So if you ask me, well, how did you do that, John? And the answer is I added them back in, but when you add in a mod, it automatically goes to the bottom of the load order. And I didn't want to mess with the load order, so I just left it. So the key is, so the lootable crates, all the cheat terminal, all those mods, the quick save. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and get that enabled right there. And what I do is I throw it right there. What? Oh, wait. Energy weapons. I got a laser pistol now. Might as well. I don't have any long stuff. Okay. So in the load order, what you want to do is take those mods that you're concerned about that might be interfering or conflicting with, say, like this rebuild mod. And that's what it's called, rebuild. And if you move them up above, that allows the rebuild mod to still write everything that it wants to write and basically overwrite anything that's changed by the mods you're trying to add. So that's why now we have the cheat terminal back. We have the quick save. I hate this wheel, just by the way. We have the quick save right here on the wheel. And then we also have, like I said, everything else is working, and then we're not getting the issue. Now, one more mod that I would normally add, and I didn't add it because I wanted to show what it looks like straight out the box, kind of, right? I can't go completely straight out the box, but one mod that I usually add that I haven't added here yet is TSS MSR, right? The Sole Survivor Military Service Record. Um, that would be the last and final piece for me to have a complete mod list, right? Um, we're gonna do two things here, two more things, and we'll be done.
As I live and breathe. Oh, it's really you.
All right, well, Codsworth, man, at least you're still here, bud.
Well, of course I'm still here.
Oh,
Surely you don't think a little radiation will
oh,
deter the pride of General Atomics International? But you seem the worse for wear. Best not let the hubby see you in that state, huh?
I hate that line
By the way.
more than anything. But the silent protagonist, I don't like that either. All right, look, they killed him.
Oh, Mum, these things you're saying, these terrible things, I believe you need a distraction. Yes, a distraction to calm this dire mood. It's been ages since we've had a proper family activity. Checkers, or perhaps charades. Oh, Sean does so love that game. Is the lad with you?
Okay, look, Sean's been kidnapped. I'm gonna find him though. I'm getting my baby back.
It's worse than I thought. Your You're suffering from hunger-induced paranoia. Not eating properly for 200 years will do that, I'm afraid.
All right, look. It don't matter. I feel fine.
A bit over 210, actually, Mum. Give or take a little for the Earth's rotation and some minor dings to the old chronometer. That means you're 2 centuries late for dinner. Perhaps I can whip you up a snack. You must be famished.
Now, the reason I don't like that one line is you can't let the hubby see you like that. It's demeaning. It's chauvinistic. It's just a terrible line, to say to a woman. Whether you're trying to be, I don't know. It's awful.
Mum, I've been thinking. If something is amiss, your loved ones may simply be hiding from the Red Menace.
Oh my God. Or maybe evil leprechauns.
I have an idea. Let's search the neighborhood together. After all, Sir and young Sean, they're my family too.
They're not here. I already checked.
Then they're really gone, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Mom.
Where can I go, Codsworth? I need your help.
Well, you could head into the city.
Mm.
Concord is nearby. But the people there are as put together as I am.
All right, so there's still people there?
Yes, although they're a bit rough. You remember the way? Just across the southern footbridge out of the neighborhood and past the Red Rocket Station? I shall remain here and
Okay.
secure the home front.
So then we can get this guy. Woo! Okay, that was not good. All right. That was, I don't know where that came from. Tell you the truth, I don't remember. That might be Dank's magazines. I just don't remember it being like that. Holy cow. All right. So we gotta remember that. Okay. Dryer. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. All right. This is what we need. Mm-hmm. All right. That's why we're not hearing any noise when I click on things, because there is no noise to hear. All right. Okay. All right. So, wait. This respawned. Wood. Okay. So we're gonna go shopping real quick. That is number 2. That's the second thing we're gonna do. So what do I mean by shopping? It's kind of what I call it. But we gotta go on a supply run, is really what we're going on. We need some supplies before we head into Concord. And what I usually like to do is not just get supplies, is I also like to try to level up. Oh my god, a spitter bee. Alright. Oh, and just our favorite. Mutant bee swarms. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. So, like I said, we got to come over here. We got to stock up, get some supplies. Oh, what is that? What is that? Come here. Come here, Firefly. All right. If I can get up here. All right, there we go. So there's a couple of spots. And the reason I'm still in third is because the aim is better. Aiming is better. I know. I shot him in the back. Where's the dog? Also, there's something over there. So we'll see. Where's the dog? Now the question is, could the... Alright, so this is nothing. Alright, let's come on over here. I just want to check. Alright. Ooh, American ginseng. I don't know what that does. Bird and fern. So I kind of like the addition of new fauna. Flora, not fauna. Well, fauna too, I guess, if you want to count the ants and the boom bugs and the stink bug and all them being added. Um, but the different flora that they add to the game, it's kind of cool. Kind of. All right. Take the pillow. Psycho. Noodle cups. More ammo. Soda. Mentats. And then, of course, like I said, normally though, he has a dog with him. And hold on a sec before we go further. Yeah. All right. And then it's kind of funny, but yeah, every time I start out, I kind of do the exact same thing. Before I go get my dog, sometimes I'll go get the dog and then come back this way. This time I just wanted to knock this out real quick. All right, we're moving into danger. Oh, shoot. That was surprising. That's not what I was expecting here. Um, I was expecting. You see, I'm detected by something. You see, I'm not sure what the rhododendron bushes do. We will figure that out in a minute. But like I said, I do like that. I do like the addition, especially if they do something. Feral wolf. Now, when they're moving that fast, I like to use VATS. Oh my gosh. All right. And we got to level up. Now, I will say this though. It can be problematic when you need multiple of something in order to cook stuff up, right? Like, you need 3 rad roach meat to make 1 grilled rad roach. Because we got 3 different things here. So we might not have gotten enough. to actually do any grilling. All right, which way am I headed? I'm heading directly east this way. So yeah, what I'm looking for now is the scavenger. There's usually a person over here with a shooting range that they, put together. And then sometimes you can say, well, don't you feel bad shooting them? Oh, shoot. Are you kidding me? Look how little damage I'm doing each shot. And in the manual, hold on. Can you? It took an entire clip, more than an entire clip. Was that two, three, two clips? Holy cow! I want to know what you had on that made you so tough. All right, wait. I done lost my bearing. Okay, here we go. All right, there's our camp. So, and like I said, you come over here. You come over here to collect supplies. Also, this kind of lets me know the stability of my game also, because if these bottles are just floating here without these things, that tells me I got something conflicting with another thing, and it's going to cause me issues down the line. um Now that we managed to do that, do you see here, you can see we're still having some issues. I don't know why I just picked up 7 bricks. That's so I guess bricks is a different name. Okay, I guess it isn't a problem. Is a different name for cement. So I got to be very aware of that. All right, I want to go east further, a little bit kind of towards the north. So we can follow this range here. The problem that we're running into right now, though, is if we run into anybody else, we might not be able to handle them. And it isn't because, well, it's going to be solely because we don't have enough ammunition. So, firecracker bush, I don't know exactly what that's going to do for us yet, but let's collect it anyway. I've done lost sight of where I was trying to get to. We're trying to get to this guy right here. So a couple of things I do. All right. Oh shoot. What is that? They're oh shoot. Okay. That is new. Okay. So we're gonna come in here. Okay, we're not touching any more magazines for a while. All right. Terminal. I do a couple of things here. So we're gonna play the tape, and then I'm gonna activate the sentry bot. We're gonna go back. I'm gonna eject the tape because I'm taking it with me. we're gonna leave him activated for a minute because he's gonna spawn the mole rats here. I don't know what those guys over there on the side are gonna do. I've never. There, you see. I'll let him take care of those mole rats. What I'm looking for now, and I'm not shooting the wildlife here. Normally, there's a suit of armor with a skeleton leaning up against it. The skeleton is still leaning. The suit of armor, not the power armor, is no longer there. Unfortunately, you get nothing here, and then you can get a flight helmet there. Other than that, that's it. So, if I had more, there's a lot of rat stats here, does or whatever we're gonna call them. All right, over here though. Oh shoot. Dang it. Okay. Some of these new things, I don't know if they're all that great. I'm not a fan of them. But you can see here. When they're just running around like that, I'll just use like the gecko. Can go. Alright, so short pipe rifle. Alright. And then trader. And I think that's everybody. Okay. Let's get up out of here. Alright, let's go see. Where's the gecko? Anything worthwhile? Oh, yeah, we'll take the varmint meat. And the gecko hide and meat. Alright. Now there's a couple of other places or other things around here. Sometimes I'll have stuff. But is it worth searching it out? Like, what the heck? Quick save. What is that right there? You see what I'm saying? I got one bullet left. I got 2 bobby pins. Okay. How much weight am I carrying? Good. Nice. Alright. So, alright. I think I need the laser pistol right now. Alright, 19. Do I want to try it? No, we did not want to try it. Okay. Lesson learned. We can get up on out of here. I've seen enough. I've seen enough. I really don't need to know any more than what we just found out. Let's go see how our robot friend fared. All right, thank you, thank you. All right. Oh shoot. All right. So that's one. Let's see if he had to deal with any others. He did not. Oh, that's because they all came over here. Did you? Treadwell and the collector. I don't know who you guys are. Um, actually don't really care at this moment. I almost want to talk to you though. Who are you?
Don't know how much longer the old world can linger. Bountiful now, though. Too many treasures for me to hold on to. Maybe something you want.
Who are you?
Not that different from everyone else. Brotherhood, NCR, Legion, Minutemen. Everyone collecting pieces of the old world. No new ideas. Hope one day someone realizes we need something new. Old world burned. Seen enough to know they didn't have the answers. Every artifact a reminder. Can't be me, though. I'm just a collector. Don't know how to make anything new.
Okay, I got a few minutes.
Bet I've got something here you've never seen before.
Oh, don't have any money for that. Raider power helmet, Martyr's Raider power leg, and then a officer uniform, right? Which basically looks the same as a Enclave uniform. But I could sell them stuff. But I'm gonna hold on to all my things. Thanks, man. All right, so that's what he does. Okay, so the reason we activate this guy, one is like I said, he'll kill all those whatever you call them. But then the other thing is, we come over here, and I feel a little guilty, but not that guilty. All right, so we'll come over here, combat sentry. Yes. Run. When you do it, you don't want to be close by. Because you get some good stuff out of it. All right. I don't want to take the fat man with me. So that's why I haven't gone and grabbed it. Where, if you want to know where it is, it's right there. It's just heavy. Even though I could use it on the what's the names? Those bird things. Now, I come this way and I avoid the beach over there. I don't know if we could take any Mirelurks out. Okay, but we're going to take the Snaptails. I thought I saw something else here. Sometimes they'll get a little vicious too. And then we'll come around here. And then there's our left And right leather legs. Blowfly meat. More blood leaf. Oh, and look. A rhododendron. I don't think there's any more worthwhile stuff over here. Let's just look at these guys here. Radberry. Hey, I'm an herbologist. I've picked enough stuff that I got that perk. All right. I think. Ooh, what's that? Okay. Truth. Hey, we leveled up. All right. So we're gonna jump back across here if we can. All right. Okay. Take that. And then transfer everything. And then unfortunately we don't have a bench. Here, let me take that. Transfer that in there too. Wait, hold on a sec. Because it wouldn't have taken everything that it should have taken. There it is. So it won't take the meats, even though I tell it. So I manually move these on over and in. All right. I think I need to take that one back. Yep. All right. And then, oh, hey. Okay. Then we can come over here. All right. I don't want any radioactive water, but seriously, why would I make radioactive water? I'm sure somewhere down the line we're gonna see a need for it, but until then. All right. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna have some gecko steaks. Nice. And then cook varmint. All right. Where's my bug? And then cook bug. Now, what's got me a little okay, so I don't see grilled rad roach or anything. Hey, and look at that, we can have a baked potato. Except I want to plant potato instead of bake it. Okay, and yep, that looks like that's it. And then we had stored this stuff earlier, except wait. I don't maybe I never this is what I stored from earlier. Um just to get it off my just to lower my weight right off the bat. Transfer. Okay. And And then I don't know why it does this, but I always take the money back. Okay. Now, real quick here. So, I do have Crazy Earl's thing, so we're going to see what that does. Didn't change anything, and I think it's probably, well, I have to be sure. I have to double check to make sure I put that one back. I might not have. Might have been one of the ones I still left off. I don't like, or it could be that it's being overridden by, it is far enough back that it's just not impacting anything. So, you can see we have enough steel right now to repair the house. And what that's going to do is now all the houses have been repaired. And then let's see what this one does. That's a lot of steel from that street lamp. 7. I hate that. When I that irks me. So whenever something like that, I don't want another fuse box. Okay. I just wanted to clean up a little bit. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I know I scrapped the door. It's like, why do you need a door? Alright, because if I wanted to put something in this house, I couldn't get in here to do it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just not 100% on board. I'm not convinced that it's better. You know what I mean? I understand. Like I said, though, I understand. You know, if you're not happy with the settlement systems, and if you don't want to use sim settlements, you know, this is a nice, quick, easy, you can almost think of it as a lazy way to rebuild the settlements. It's just, I don't know. I think I prefer. I don't know. I just prefer the old way, or like I said, give me some settlements. As much as I get annoyed by the stranger, I think I'd rather just, because I'd rather put something down and then watch other people and let other people create. Let it create what it wants. Just not 100% on board with that. But if it works, it works. The key is you got to know if you're going to have, well, one of the things you have to know is if you're going to add additional mods to the mod list, you really have to take load order into consideration. And whatever mods you add, you want to add and make sure they load before the rebuild mod. Because if they load after, you're going to run into that problem. I do think the rebuild mod actually does overwrite some of the things that Crazy Earl Scrapyard would do. But And then you can see I've been playing this, you know, and then even if just going in and out, everything like that. I've been going for about what, an hour and a half into this. And I still have not yet crossed over the bridge. Even though I did go the other way. But I haven't gone and visited, you know, or picked up the pooch. We still got this guy. Usually there's a tire iron around here somewhere. And then you got Radcoon, beer bottle. Radcoons, they're headstrong. And then, hey, it's Snow Globe, Old North Bridge. So let's take a look real quick. Rifles. Oh, I got tons of rifles now. I got a short pipe rifle. Seems to be the most damage. Nope. Oh, look at this. A spiked claw hammer. How's that a rifle? Uh-huh. Let's see. All right. I want to see what it looks like. All right. And now, first person. See, that's better. That's better. All right. Did they make any changes to the dog? Investigate the crashing plane. Hey. See, now that silent protagonist thing, um, not a fan. All right. First things first. Let's get that bottle, and then that bottle, and a hammer. You know why we saved? Because we're about to. Oh shoot! Yeah, let's put some of this stuff down. So we can move around. See, I don't like that they remove all the workbenches here. I know, I just put a bunch of stuff down and I'm looting already. Here we go. I don't see anything. See 3 holes, I don't see anybody coming out. 4 holes. Seriously? Uh-uh. Sometimes when they're moving so fast, it's like, yeah, I just use bats. Any more? They took the chem station too? Alright. Hold on a sec. Alright. Oh, shoot. Alright, so. Oh. Now this one. Of course. Then. Let's see. Alright. Let's get rid of the ones that. Alright, so. There we go. Holy cow, we got a ton of. Alright, let's boost this up to 50. Up to the next level. Let's get you our first level. And alright. And then where's hacking? Alright. Okay. And then there we go. For now. Okay. Alright. And one last thing before we leave. Uh-oh. And there it is. Crash. So real quick here, while we're here after the crash, so you can see here's my lootable crates, and yeah, there's everything, right? Cheat terminal, quick save, crazy earls, lootable crates, and it's all up. I moved it all up here, and you can see rebuild sediments, rebuild collection, all in one, right? So you got to make sure it's up above the rebuild, or you're going to get what we saw in the beginning, where we didn't have any roads. The roads were incomplete, they were blinking out. And then you can see I didn't worry about my clothing mods. So it's this. I didn't really worry. It's the classy chassis outfits. There's cheeky casuals, foxy factions, saucy settlers, and vulgar villains. Right? They're just outfit replacers, so they can just stay at the bottom right where they are. They don't make a difference, but the other ones do. So you got to make sure you move them up. You can see I have a total of 699 mods, active plugins, and then actual 813 total active mods. Remember, not all mods are have a plugin. Some are just texture mods. You can see I do have the TSS MSR teed up. I just haven't activated it. So that is LoreOut. Um, What do I think of it? It's not bad. I mean, even though it just crashed on us, it's not bad. Uh, does it beat the other ones that we're playing, like Old New England and Wasteland Genesis? No, no. I'm still kind of partial to those, but it is kind of interesting, right? It is interesting. Could there be more to it? Possibly. Um, we'll see. We'll see. Remember, this is just the alpha, so there's probably going to be more changes to come. Okay, guys. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. Okay? We'll see you next time. Peace.